Am I screwed if my team doesn't know how to use version control, write tests, or use an IDE? I'm a recent graduate who landed a job in software engineering at a large bank. This job has been a nightmare. My manager writes undocumented scripts in the test environment on Vi. I'm the only one on my team who knows how to use Git. And there's not a single unit or integration test in the entire 30,000 line code base, with 2,000 lines of it being the same script duplicated slightly different in 13 places. Data processing pipelines are triggered by logging directly into production and running SQL insert queries. There are no code reviews. And nobody on my Scrum team of 20 seems to care or understand that all of our problems are caused by terrible DevOps practices. I've only been here a few months, but I can't see myself or my team surviving to the end of the year. What should I do? I've appealed to my initial manager, Edit, now my manager's manager, after an org change to try to throw on the brakes and start some refactoring. But it hasn't gone anywhere. Should I try harder to change things? Or just clock in, clock out, get back on the grind to find a new job elsewhere? Thanks for any advice. Edit. For clarity, the team of 20 works on more than just the repository I described. But a lot of the work involves diagnosing production failures resulting from untested bugs. 30,000 lines is IMO excessive only because the core logic of the application is trivially simple: 3 post requests in a row simple. Edit 2 looks like the consensus recommends to do what I can to keep my work clean. Try teaching best practices where possible without demanding change. And ultimately to look elsewhere ASAP, and also that in banking, poorly maintained code is the norm, not the exception. Thanks all for the great advice. I didn't expect this much of a response. Hope that anyone else in my shoes finds it as useful and reassuring as I have. GN. What bank, bro? Use it as a stepping stone to go somewhere else. Companies like this never change. They are set in their ways. Just remember, if your workplace is wholly incompetent, they will 9 times out of 10 see competence as a threat. You went to your manager's manager. Are you crazy? You just started the job and you're already going above your boss's head. You lost your mind. Only 30,000 lines and 20 people. What the hell are they all working on? How old is this code? I'd start making an exit plan. You'll never be able to convince management or the older developers to do shit the right way. If you stay long term, it will hurt you when you try to apply to better jobs. Should I escalate even higher up? What makes you think this is a good idea? I'm just curious. Coming out of college, I and every graduate I know knew not to go behind my direct manager's back. Curious what you've encountered that makes you think this will end the way you want it. That sucks, but learn Vim, you scrub. Where is this place and are they hiring? I've got 30 years of experience and have seen it all. But the couple of banks I interviewed with were strict and brutal with their tech, brutal as in no excuses. It took everything I had to keep up with their tech interviews. DM me with a pointer to their careers page and let me see if they have any openings for staff or principal engineers. I'll help you get that place sorted. Developers making direct database updates in prod at a bank. Someone's getting fired once their SVP finds out. True story. I joined a startup in 2013. No one really know how to use version control. We keep pushing straight to master branch. No test, we all used Sublime Text Editor. Fast forward 10 years. We added unit tests, CI/CD pipeline, licenses for IntelliJ, and so forth. It wasn't easy. We had a lot of people come and go, lending us their expertise. We are now about to raise Series C. Keep it up. Don't lose faith. I guarantee you they know all of this. But they are smart not to volunteer their knowledge. How's the pay? Asking for a friend who wants an easy clock-in clock-out role. Welcome to the real world. Get 2 years of experience and find a new job. You need to get out to a better team at the same company at a minimum. I was interviewing to hire someone at the engineer level 2-3 years express experience. And one clearly came from a company with a bad engineering culture. There were other experience things, but one engineer wrote tests and the other hadn't. Basically, the years of experience in the bad company culture almost worked against the candidate. Yeah, no, that sounds like a bank lol. This is good experience for the next job you're going to get. Like everyone else said, getting your current company to change is going to be extremely hard. But putting in a little effort while you look for your next role could pay off in terms of a higher role pay scale. You're essentially going to be doing work that a senior dev would do as a junior dev, and that says a lot as far as interviews go when you tell them this story. All of what you're saying sounds perfectly legitimate and very much cause for concern. That said, don't start somewhere as a new graduate and start immediately voicing the need for change. That sounds like a quick way to be disliked and disregarded. You gotta be tactical and take this as a moment to learn about office politics, social capital and the like. If you can successfully change things for the better, then consider that a majority honing of your soft skills. Been there, done that. Some people are saying quit. But if you play your cards right, this is an easy path towards quick promotions and seniority. That's all things you can teach them and that they would hugely benefit from learning. Try not to go the "you're doing everything wrong" route, even if clearly they are. If you feel up for the challenge, break it down. Start with the easiest thing and progressively tackle more complex problem. Don't make it a big deal. Just, hey guys, what about we try this? This sounds like the typical programming environment for banking and insurance. They typically are extremely risk-adverse in terms of technology. So much that it actually works against them. I.e., they will never reward someone for changing the code to improve it. Because there is risk associated with that. Therefore, nobody fixes the code. Start using Git and the best practices. Show off the benefit to your coworkers. If they see it as useful, they will adopt. I wish Git was a bigger focus in college curriculums. I had no idea how to use it either when I was fresh out of school. I would definitely try to encourage change and get best practices rolling. If that doesn't work, just start pouring gasoline on that dumpster fire while looking for another job. Because that company won't last once it catches up to them. Take is easy. Sometimes whole teams and projects start from some things hacked and cobbled together. It will take a whole lot of baby steps to get this beast under control. Start small with your own work. The real challenge here is to see if you can influence others to see the light and start using some basic good development practices. If you can convince the caveman programmers and hackers to use source control, then you have a bright future here and elsewhere. They don't have any version control of any kind. That sounds unbelievable. What bank is this? You just got to roll with it, man, and suggest source control after the next disaster. As long as you get paid, no.